Okay, now that we have our marketing dashboard set up, why don't we move into creating users and how you can create those accounts within the platform. So first step, before you create any type of user, you need to set up some user roles. Now our system allows you to create what are called parent accounts. Those are accounts that are not associated with roles. So when you start thinking about bringing users into your platform, there's two different types of users. There's a user that is just like you, that can have their own brand, have their own child users, sales organizations that have multiple salespeople. Those types of users are what we call parent accounts. So if you have any user that you're going to need to create users within that account, so child users, you would always want to set them up as parent accounts. In this example, I'm setting up child accounts, so you need to set up a user role. So user role only applies to users you're going to create inside your own account. That would be, in this example here, if I was going to set up support reps, or if I'm going to set up my marketing group or my sales group or my design group, right? You can create several different roles for your internal users. And then you may also have clients, right? So you may have clients that need to log in to access the project management system, log in to have their own, reporting dashboard for your marketing efforts that you may be doing for them. And so there's a lot of different ways that you would have child users. But just think of it as this, if I have an account that I'm bringing on that needs to have their own users, then you would always set them up as a parent account. If you have users that will not have multiple users, they just need to access your system, you can set them up as child users. So first step, you need to create a user role. So you're going to go to controls and then click on user roles. And here you have a button, add new role. So click that. This is the actual role of the client, or of the user. So if you're creating products, maybe you're creating, different back office pages or different functionality, and you're creating different subscriptions, you definitely want to, call that role name what that group of users are. In this example, I'm just going to put client user. We'll set up an actual client user role first, and then I'll set up some internal roles. So client user role. And you can call it whatever you want. Once you hit create, you can go in through the edit button or go directly in through the ID here. So once you go in here, you're presented with a lot of different permissions. Essentially, these are turning off tabs that these users have access to. So, in this case, I'm setting up a client user, and the use case for this could be I'm a marketing agency and I need to build them their website. I need to set up automation. I need to set up, their CRM so they can manage their leads that come in through the system. I need to build websites for them. So I'm going to give them access to everything. I also want them to create tickets within the platform. I may be setting up a call tracking line, may allow them to use the VoIP system. But all of this sits underneath my brand as my client, and I want to know that this is a client. So we have, first and foremost, if you're creating a role that's associated with a client, we have a permission called client. This is only should ever be used if you want to designate those child users as clients. And what I mean by that is inside the project management system and different parts of the system, track this permission called client, and you can also designate the project who it's assigned to based on the client, right? So it's important to only have this checked if in fact this is a client of yours. If not, don't even check it, right? So in this case, this is a client role for me, so I'm setting it up with this permission. Next, I'm going to turn on everything except a few permissions, and I'll explain what those are. So I'm turning everything on, and knowledge base, this permission right here, manage tickets. This means that this person can assign tickets, reassign tickets, edit tickets, view tickets that are not assigned to them. So make sure for client users, right, you're not going to want them to manage tickets. This is only for internal users, so I'm not going to check this box. Also, manage users. This is important. Our system, if you can manage users, you can actually log in as that user to troubleshoot or set their system up or do anything. You have access to their account. So do not check this for users or roles that you don't want them to be able to manage any users, right, and be able to log into. So that's a very powerful feature there as far as a permission standpoint. I'm going to turn on marketing dashboard, meetings, projects, project dashboard, sales dashboard, SERP rankings, SMS template, task activity, tickets, voice, and web activity. So these two, manage tickets, manage users, are the only ones that really give you outside permissions other than seeing what you see on the left-hand side here and being able to access it. And at this point, this user role is set up. Now, if I wanted to set up a payment link or redirect to payment as they go through the onboarding process, you can set up a payment link here. So if you have Stripe or you have PayPal or whatever, you can put your payment link in here. And what that does is every role you create, you have an onboarding link here. So if I copy this link and I go out to that URL, I have the ability to send this to anybody that I want. And when they sign up on this link, they automatically get assigned to this user role. So if you have a payment link in here, when they sign up, it'll redirect them to the payment processing side of it. So you don't have to use this, but if you choose to use this, this is here for you to do that. And so let me just set up a couple more roles real quick. So in this case, I'm going to set up a sales role, sales user role. So these will be sales reps that are selling for Wayne Enterprises, trying to get new clients to come on board. I already set up the client account. So I'm going to create the sales user role. And in this role, permission, I'm going to want activity box. No need for blogs, so they don't have a blog. Cadences, right? We definitely want some automation going with their sales activity. Definitely want them to see call activity. They're not a client, so I'm skipping that. No need for CMS. Conversations, this is where you're going to reply to text messages and get your new text messages and anything related to projects and things like that. Courses, I may set up courses for my salespeople to get trained on as far as how to sell better for Wayne Enterprises. So yeah, I'm going to do courses. Definitely CRM, email campaigns. So this is a preference here if you want your sales agents to be able to do email campaigns within their platform. So in this case, I'm just going to throw it in there. Funnel templates, no. Funnels, knowledge base, definitely. Manage tickets, no. Manage users. So this may be helpful. You may want your salespeople to access the clients and see what's going on so they can see the reporting and things like that. So I do like my salespeople having access to the users, but you can turn that on and off. And then marketing dashboard. So what's important, the marketing tab, right? I have email campaign set, but marketing, it's under here. So you need to make sure you have marketing selected. No need for a marketing dashboard. I want them to see their sales side of it. So I'm going to have the sales dashboard. I'm not going to have my sales. Well, you know what? I will have my salespeople part of projects because, as they bring on a new client, they may want to have visibility on what's going on with that project. Meeting pages, definitely want them to be able to set up meeting pages. No need for SERP activity. SMS campaigns, sure. SMS templates, yes. No need for social automation. Task activities, yes. We want them to be able to see that. No need for tickets, and definitely voice, and no need for web activity. So again, I could put no need for a payment link for my internal salesperson, but I can send them this link, right? And so they're the same, they look the same, but depending on which link you've sent will determine, what user role they go into. So let me go back and add in another role real quick. So now I'm going to put in, let's just say, a support user role. So for support, I'm going to definitely want, a phone, right? So definitely want call activity. Tasks, maybe Definitely want the activity box. No need for meetings, projects dashboard. Nope. Let's see here. Task activities. Manage tickets, of course. Manage users, of course. We definitely want them to be at least part of projects. And that's pretty much it. You may want your support people to have access to the CRM so they can manage leads, assign them to leads, and then they can come into that account. In this case, I'm not. And that's pretty much it. So support role set up, good to go on that. And the last role that I would set up would be like the enablement team. So user role. And so this person will work on clients. So they'll work on clients, they'll have projects, they may not need the phone system or CRM. And so in this case, I'm going to manage users. May want them to be able to manage tickets as well. That way, if they get a ticket through the project management system, definitely task activities. So activity box and conversations. So one thing about conversations, any comments on tickets, any comments on projects, any of that stuff, you can actually, get all that inside the conversations tab. So definitely want to include that on every role that has access to tickets, projects, CRM, SMS. No need for VoIP, so they don't need a VoIP line, and I think this one is good. So yeah, that's pretty much it on the roles. As we add more permissions and this grows here, it's going to be the same concept. You create these roles, you add users to those roles. Again, just think about roles as any user that's going to be a child user of your account. If you have a client or an account that you're setting up that will have their own users, you need to set them up as parent accounts. In the next video, we'll cover that.